That's where guys like Merle come in. They're like, hey, just don't, I don't mind you switching sides and standing up for things you believe in, but don't trash the country. Howdy, folks. Welcome aboard the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. Hope you're doing well. I did this song about 7 years ago. It was one of the first songs that I had done on the channel. Merle's Fightin' Inside of Me. And this was off of one of the first 4 country music CDs I ever bought. Because I grew up on rock. That's even in the name of the channel. Rock into country. That is the journey of my musical life. I started on rock. British rock, southern rock. And then went to punk rock and all that. But I was a rock dude. And then later in life, got into country. First 4 CDs I bought. Billy Dean's Greatest Hits, Merle's Greatest Hits, Alan Jackson's Greatest Hits, and Sherry Austin. And unbelievable heartfelt songs. But I found myself putting Merle's on a lot. Well, I put Alan's on a lot too, and Billy Dean's as well. You can't not. Those are the Greatest Hits album too, so you're going to listen to those. Anyhow, I wanted to revisit this one. Because there's been quite a bit of running down our country these days. So I'm not going to make this political, but I do like the way Merle put it. Here we go. Hear that bass?
I hear people talking bad about the way they have to live here in this country.
It's a different rendition.
Harping on the wars we fight, griping about the way things ought to be. I don't mind them switching sides and standing up for things they believe in.
Right.
When they're running down our country, man, they're walking on the fighting side of me.
Yeah.
They're walking on the fighting side of me. Running down a way of life our fighting men have fought and died to keep.
Right.
If you don't love it, leave it. Let this song that I'm singing be a warning. When you're running down our country horse, you walking on the fighting side of me. About some squirrely guy who claims that he just don't believe in fighting. And I wonder just how long the rest of us can count on being free. They love our milk and honey, but they preach about some other way of living.
Yeah.
And when they're running down our country, man, they're walking on the fighting side of me.
It is. It just shocks me so much that people cannot see that you actually have the right, the freedom, the privileges, because the country is structured in such a way that gives you that freedom. And then you use it to bash the very institution that's giving you this freedom. Some of the things I see, I don't know if social media has a lot to do with this, where people are seem to be so much more invested in their opinions than in decades past. And it's just, like you have to go hyperbolic on stuff in order to get attention, to get noticed. You've got to be more fringe out to make your points. And it's like, folks, you can say you don't like certain things that are going on, and there's always going to be things. It is a vast country, and it's an intricate country, and there's federalism and there's statism, and states have certain rights, and the federal government does certain things, and what have you. And so there's a lot to manage, and there's a lot that's been mismanaged. But to just go so overboard, it just astounds me. But all right, let's see what Merle says. If you don't love it, leave it. He started off with that one. And a number of folks have said, oh, if so-and-so wins the election, this has gone on for years. I'm leaving the country, and then they don't.
They're walking on the fighting side of me, running down the way of life. Our fighting men have fought and died to keep.
Yeah.
If you don't love it, leave it. Let this song that I'm singing be a warning. When you're running down our country, man, you're walking on the fighting side of me. You're walking on the fighting side of me, running down the way of life. Our fighting men have fought and died to keep. If you don't love it, leave it. Let this song that I'm singing be a warning. When you're running down our country horse, you walking on the fighting side of me.
Merle just knew how to say it, man. And he's a man's man, but there was also a tenderness in that thing too. He's like, the points that were made, and I'm guessing that this was written after Vietnam in response to people who were bashing the soldiers and the country and all that for our involvement there. And I get it. Everybody can have an opinion on whether or not we should have gone to Vietnam and, to try to stop the spread of communism and such. And we can have debates about international policy and politicians and laws that are on the books or taken off the books and government spending or what. I mean, all kinds of things we could debate. But we can't lose sight of the fact that we have the right to debate it. We have the right to criticize our politicians. But, I mean, just the rhetoric that is out there, or just some of the abject lunacy. Like, I've seen, I guess the one thing, this might be the most political I'll get, which I won't get overly political, even though I have a lot of thoughts on things. But when I see the LGBTQ community coming out in favor of Palestine or the West Bank or Gaza, and it's like, one, I've been in the West Bank, and I've been in Israel too, and no, they're never going to get along over there. That's just not the way it's going to work if you understand the dynamic there. But if you were gay in the West Bank or in Gaza, you would be put to death. So I don't know how you root for that. I don't know how you come out in favor. That's just abject lunacy, whether you love America or not. It's almost like we can just say, like when we get the right to say that a man can be a woman and go in there, like I could just declare himself. He could suck competing against men. And this is actually a lot of what happens. Then they declare to be a woman, go in and just absolutely obliterate the women's records. And I was thinking about this yesterday because I ponder a lot of things, philosopher and me. But I think one of the ways of dulling people is to get them to accept the most absurd proposition. And then you may not get them to accept that one, but they'll be duller on the ones behind it, the lesser doctrines, if you will, or the lesser ideas. And then people will just become afraid to make sound judgments on things. If you can get them to even question, maybe I should accept a guy just declaring to be a woman. And I'm like, no, going into competitions and absolutely obliterating women. And this is where I look, and even though I disagree wholeheartedly with that mindset, I don't bash America. It's like, all right, the pendulum sometimes swings too far left, too far right, whatever. And then we, generally speaking, there are corrective mechanisms that kind of bring it back to more toward the center. And that's where guys like Merle come in. They're like, hey, just I don't mind you switching sides and standing up for things you believe in, but don't trash the country. It's giving you the freedom to actually debate these things without being put in prison. So, all right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. I'm not going to rate that song because it's an homage to America, and I don't rate, and it's a very, very patriotic song. I mean, that could be right up there with the Star Spangled Banner. All right. Hope you enjoy that, guys. Have a great day. See you on another video. Keep rocking the country.